Hey everyone, I hope that you're good. My name is Joanna. I'm a child of God, a dreamer, and a believer. And today I just wanted to have kind of like a check in and a talk with everyone because I don't think that you guys have actually gotten to know me and we haven't gotten to know each other. But basically, I also wanted to talk about the world being in so much conflict and so much chaos being around us. I just want to fiddle a bit with, oh, retouch. I didn't know you could retouch on a live. I just want to fiddle with some of these settings. It's only my second live. And nobody's in this live right now. But I actually want to keep it short and sweet. Just like I said, a quick check-in, like a small get to know me session, and discussing the broader topic, which is the world in conflict. I want to try and keep this under 10 minutes or even 12. So yeah, I've been paying close attention to what's going on around me. And it just so happens now I'm in a war. Not a war zone, but I'm in a country that is at war. There's been a lot going on, multiple conflicts, wars, lots of confusion. And I think that I definitely want to talk about this today. When we look at everything that has happened, like from Ukraine, Russia, the Middle East, the earthquakes, everything happening in Africa, and now where I am based, it's quite unsettling, and it kind of just makes, at least the topics that I've been covering since I started this journey, it makes that more real for me because I've been, doing the research and creating content around, Bible prophecy and things that were mentioned in the Bible for times such as this. So I don't know. I don't have anything really prepared for today. I just wanted to flow. So this might actually suck, but I hope not. It's only my second live. I see there's someone that came in, Gaming Kids and Blake. Oh, wow. There's a lot of people coming in now. Hello, everyone. So hello, Gaming Kids. Hello, Blake. Hello, Raya. I love the Bible. How are you? How am I? Thank you for asking. I just posted a shorts, and it was about the conflict taking place right now. So I'm actually a teacher. Okay, I've been a teacher for the past 10 years, and over the span of my career, I've been teaching in Southeast Asia, and that has afforded me the opportunity to actually see the world. I look slay. Oh my God, thank you, girl. Look at my nails. I just like being a girl's girl. Thank you so much. Where am I from? I am originally from South Africa, but let's tie back into what I was saying. So I've had the opportunity to see the world. And one part of the world that I've seen quite extensively is Southeast Asia. I'm currently based in Southeast Asia, and right now there's two countries who are having a conflict, one being Thailand and the other being Cambodia. I've actually lived and worked and been a part of society in both countries. So as a traveler, I believe when you pass the 3 months mark in a country, you're no longer in the honeymoon period. And when you surpass the 6 months mark, you're kind of like a part of society. And I've been a part of both. What happened? I saw someone's from India. Hello, namaste. I love India. I love your food. I haven't been to India yet, but I'd like to visit. I'm currently a solo traveler, but I wouldn't want to visit India as a solo traveler. Luckily, I have friends in India. Fantastic women. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Indian women. Fantastic Indian women who I've learned a lot from. Very artistic. Anyway, I'm going to leave this light. I was just trying to fix the light. You look gorgeous, my South African queen. Thank you so much. Jelly Gel Lee. Wow, I love what you just said. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. How old am I, guys? Please don't do that. I've lived. Anyway, so hello from hello from Quebec, Canada. Oh my God, one of my students just went to Canada. He's a brilliant kid and he's studying there. Ooh, some of you, how old are you guys? Actually, let me flip the script back on you. How old are you guys? Oh my God, 13. Oh, that is so cute. Wow, 20, 13. Oh my goodness. Precious. So yeah, there's been a lot happening around us. 16. You're close, Jelly. You're close. So there's been a lot happening around us, and I don't know, I've just had a moment of reflection. As someone who's been now actively involved in creating content, specifically content for followers of Christ, I've been doing research on these topics and I've been led in these topics. And now that I am in a nation that is at war, it just makes everything that's in the Bible pertaining to end time prophecy more real for me. I want to show you guys something. This is a rose. It was handmade by one of my students by the name of Kim, who's actually from Myanmar, or otherwise known as Burma. The special thing about Myanmar is that it used to be closed off to the world up until recently. And I actually had the opportunity to visit Myanmar before all the conflict in Myanmar happened again. Gorgeous, well-preserved country. Beautiful. I felt like I was in a dream. And I actually thank God, it was amazing. But you see things like this when I was at the beginning of my teaching career, used to actually really irritate me. I was like, guys, just buy me chocolates. Give me money. Buy me perfume. Don't make me things. Yeah, I was a little bit vain back then, but now I really appreciate things like this. It's on my table every single day, and I love it so much because it represents something so special that a student of mine from a very special place made. He gave it to every teacher, and it just so happened that he gave this gift to me a couple months before his country had the earthquake in Myanmar. And brilliant kid, opens doors for me, cleans the chalkboard or the whiteboard, so well-mannered, and wrote me a beautiful email about how much he appreciates education. But I actually wanted to show you that because although I wasn't in the country of Myanmar during the war, I felt the earthquake from where I am. During the earthquake, I felt the earthquake from where I am. And, you know, in the Bible, I think it's Matthew 24, verse 6 to 7. It speaks about end times, and it says, you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. And this is how we know that we are in the end times. And now, not so long after that, all of a sudden, the country I'm in is clashing with the country I used to live in at the border. And it just makes me think there's so much happening around us right now. And not so long ago, my nephew was actually in Qatar during that whole thing that happened between Iran, Gaza, and Qatar. And so, yes, I just wanted to speak a bit more about this, you know, as someone who is now in a place where it becomes very much real that this is happening, that this is all going on. I'm losing my track of thought, but let me just jump into the comments here. It says, what's your view on South Africans chasing away foreigners? Oh my goodness. I absolutely do not support that. I know that South Africa is, I'm going to make an analogy. It's kind of like the USA of Africa, whereas everyone wants to come to South Africa and, you know, find a better life. And for me, I had the opportunity of being exposed to foreigners as a young woman through modeling. And I just couldn't hate any foreign national in my country, because I met such amazing foreign nationals who were actually working in South Africa and contributing to the economy, good friends with. You know, we grew up together and stuff like that. When they see me, they like treat me like their sister. They'll even like spoil me. So my thoughts are, it's actually not good at all. I don't support xenophobia. I've experienced xenophobia as a global citizen. Therefore, I do not support it at all. I just hope that we can resolve our issues. But unfortunately, you know, our political situation just lets us down. I'm from Mexico, living in Canada. I'm a bookkeeper. Wow, you're smart, John. John with the brains. My sister's an accountant. I know you guys really had to go through it in order to qualify. Well done to you. What are you doing? Jacob, I'm speaking to people. Hello. Thank you so much. You look good. Your hair is so nice. I actually did this myself today. It's not finished yet. So I still have to dip the ends in hot water and curl them. Thank you very much. Do not fear. Jesus is always with you. Thank you very, very much for your words. I appreciate it. On Thursday morning, the conflict broke out. And I must say, by the time I went to bed on Thursday night, I didn't know if I'm going to wake up in a war the next morning. So thank you so much. I think you might be trolling, but you said, can I send you 500 USD? I don't have anything set up right now. I think I have my PayPal attached to my channel page in the details section of my channel. Let me just make sure. The about section of my channel. I believe I have my PayPal link there. If not, I'm still a new channel. I don't think I've actually set up any payment channels yet. I don't have my PayPal linked. Perhaps I should, but thank you so much. I appreciate your kind offer. I love Jesus. Yay. Guys, everybody loves Jesus. Let me tell you something. Since I started this journey, I realized how much people actually love Jesus. What's your ethnicity? That's a lovely question. I made a video titled, How to Know If You Are Going to Heaven. And it incorporated a bit of my testimony where I introduced my background. My background is I'm half Zulu and half British, half black and half white. My mother is Zulu. My father's British. He immigrated to South Africa as a young boy. He's late. I've lost my dad about 11 years ago. So yes, that's my ethnicity. Half South African, half British, half Zulu, half English. Okay, let's see. It seems like you guys are friends in here. Gaming friends. Yeah, anyway, do your thing. Do your thing. All the gamers. I used to be a gamer, funny enough. Yeah, long story short, I was very much into games. I had a PS1 and PS2, and I made a conscious decision to get rid of them because it was taking up way too much of my time. Top Shelf Entertainment. Wow. Okay, I know exactly who you are. Happy birthday. Anyway. So yes, let's continue. I don't know how to block people yet, so let's continue. So yes, what did I want to say? Let's see, what did I want to say? Yeah, so I basically just wanted to speak about, you know, seeing how real things are around us right now, you know, kind of off track. But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't have like much of a political, I don't have much of a political view or affiliation with anything that's going on. And I'm not a journalist, but I'm a qualified journalist. I'm not practicing as a journalist because I took a different route in terms of, career choice. But I just wanted to make a point that it's been really eye-opening for me as someone who's been creating content surrounding end times, and to see the shift in the world. Like, there's a lot happening, and very, very, very rapidly. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey so far. And it really does feel like a shift towards the one world order, I must say. As someone who became aware of it, I think in 2020 was when I went deep into that. It's been very eye-opening. But thank you guys. You really lifted my spirits today. Really did. I jumped into this live thinking that I'm going to just get to know you guys a bit more and kind of like give you hope in a situation where I'm feeling unsettled. But you guys have really, really, really lifted my spirits so much. How did you find Christ? It's my first time watching you. Hello, random man that's depressed. Depressed, if you had to break the word up, if I may, depressed, think about the phonetical sound. Deep, rest, depressed. I'm teaching now. Deep, rest, depressed. You are deep resting, okay? Everyone has periods where you have to rest. I know it's not easy, but just be encouraged. There's a lot of people who do love you, okay? Even if you feel like you are alone. How did I find Christ? You know what? I think you could frame it as, how did I find Christ? If you look at the ultimate story behind my journey, but it really feels like Christ found me. Honestly, and I know a famous evangelist who also says that Christ found him. His name is John Ramirez, right? He used to be a witchcraft practitioner. He had an out-of-body experience or a dream or something where God sent him to hell and Jesus came to save him in hell. He was a mentor of mine for a period of my life. Great guy, lovely guy. But how did I find Christ? So I was born with spiritual gifts, one of which being prophetic dreaming. So I've always been aware of the spirit realm. It comes and it goes, but the one thing that has stayed with me has been my dreams come true, good or bad, and so I was always aware that there's something else out there besides just us and the material world. My mother also has this gift, so I grew up listening to her interpret dreams. She would have her dreams and she would sit with me and talk to me. She's an excellent storyteller. And she would tell me, Joanna, I had this dream, and in 2 weeks' time, this is what's going to happen. And she would just have this way of just knowing. And so I had that kind of, you can call it like apprenticeship from my mother. So for me, when I would have these dreams, I just had a way of knowing what they meant. But things got really intense in my early 20s. Very intense. Throughout my life, people always tried to convert me to some sort of religion, Islam. I grew up in an Islamic community. I went to a Hindu school, predominantly Hindu. That's because my parents were not allowed to live together when my father owned property because of South Africa's apartheid history. So we grew up in a gray area, very unique upbringing in South Africa. Grew up with multicultural people. And so, I always had like this exposure to different beliefs. I was in temples, chanting. I've never been to mosques, but my friends were Muslims and they would tell me stories of their version of the rapture. What else was I exposed to? My father was, I would like to say agnostic, but we had all the books, holy books in his library. We had a Bible, we had a Quran, books on Buddhism, the works. But one day I woke up from a dream and I knew exactly what to do. And I think the Holy Spirit took over me and I just went. I pushed. It said, go to this church, pick up this girl, tell her what's going to happen and watch everything unfold. And I just yielded. And I went, and it was the most incredible experience of my life to date. I believe that I got saved then and there, had an infilling of the Holy Spirit. My friend who was with me was actually an eyewitness. I was like, you're picking her up because God told you to, but also you need someone to witness this so you know you're not crazy. And she's a wonderful woman of God as well. Also traveling the world, funny enough. And yeah, that was the beginning, man. And the journey has been very interesting. It has been very interesting. I've had moments where I became a non-believer after that, but I came right back. And yeah, it's not always easy, but it's just undeniable that God exists. And Jesus has been very, 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 very patient with me. Very patient with me. And you know, as hard as it's been, I hope I don't cry. It's been very hard too. It's been very hard to always trust God and take the step. It can be painful sometimes because you don't understand what's on the other side of the fire that you have to go through. But Jesus has been very, very patient with me through the process. And he even revealed himself to me through a vision. And I saw him. The first thing I saw were his feet, bronze, glowing. Just covered in robes, but his skin was just perfect bronze. And then I looked up and I saw his eyes. Flames. He's so beautiful that you want to look at him, but he's so majestic that you can't hold eye contact. He's a king, you know? So I actually just looked down. I looked down, I looked up. He's beautiful. He's so beautiful. And in a moment when you actually see Jesus, ask to see him. I believe it's not just because I have a prophetic gift that I was able to see him. I believe that he can reveal himself to you through dreams, through visions, through other people. For me, it was when I was having deliverance. I was in a 4-hour deliverance session. Anyway, that's a bit deep. So yeah, beautiful. But yeah, my point is Jesus has been very patient with me through this journey. Hasn't always been easy, man. Are you an influencer? I don't consider myself an influencer currently. I used to be one, and I used to have a travel page where I was just madly in love with traveling, and I just wanted to inspire particularly African youth to get out there and see the world. And I believe I succeeded in it. Okay, thank you. I just read a comment about my looks. Thank you so much. But let's, focus on the topic. What happened? Because I'm 20 years old. Wow, is it possible to be depressed at 9? Wow, that's a big question. I'm a teacher. I'm not a mental health specialist. I've been exposed to children who have had mental health struggles, particularly ADHD and autism. I don't know how to answer your question, my friend. I don't know how to answer your question, but I think that personally, I'm someone who has struggled with depression, and I believe that it was from a young age. So my best advice is just make sure you are outside a lot, okay? Exercise. Remind yourself that you are loved and that you really matter, okay? Get out there. I know kids go through a lot. specifically bullying. I know, and it's hard. And the thing is, at my big age, I'm also going through bullying right now. Very interesting. And, I have a colleague who's so funny. He's from England. It took a lot for me to get used to him. Every word he said, it actually literally physically hurt. I was like, oh, ouch. But I love him to bits. And I keep telling him, you know what? He's not a believer, but I keep telling him, you know what? There's a reason why. He complains a lot, or let me say he vents a lot and opens up to me a lot. And I'm happy to support him. But I always tell him, you know what? There's a reason why God had to send us back both to high school. As teachers, we are literally also going through high school. We're getting bullied. I said to him, when I was actually in high school, I never went through these phases where I'm getting bullied. So now God sent me back so I can learn how to overcome this, hopefully to help others. Sometimes children don't mean it. Children are just children. The things my kids tell me blow my mind. But I love it because they're my squad and I know they keep it real with me. How many members of my family? I've got a big family, I think. Okay, you're talking to each other, guys. Sorry, man. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't expect to cry, but, I'm human. Jesus is God. Yes, he is. You are my inspiration. I don't know if you're talking to me or someone in the chat, but that person, I'm sure, is very happy. I'll get in trouble for this if I don't switch. I hope you guys didn't see my hair that's undone in the back. I'm still doing my hair. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to leave you with something positive. Okay, let's look at some scripture and just learn a little bit more about what the Bible says about the times that we are in, right? So back to Matthew 24, verse 6 to 7. It says, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come." Okay? Nations will rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms. Thailand and Cambodia are both monarchies. They're both kingdoms. I love them both, guys. John 16:33 speaks about peace in times of trouble. "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Right? The Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ, was in the world, in the flesh, right? He took on a human body. He walked this earth. Guys, I want to have a trip. I want to plan a trip for us one day to go to places that Jesus walked. I've been to one place where I believe Jesus walked. I've been to Jordan. I've been to the Jordan River. Or is it the River Jordan? And I dipped my toe in the water that Jesus was baptized in. So I'm so passionate about travel, and I'm safe. I'm very safe. Passionate about travel, and I love history, and I love Jesus. So I really want to put together special trips for us to go on a spiritual journey together one day, when things calm down. Psalm 46, verse 1 to 2 speaks about how God is our refuge, our safe place, right? A place to have shelter in, to take shelter in. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth gives way. Right? When you feel the earth shake. I like to pronounce this book as Isaiah. Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 4, hope for peace. "He will judge between the nations and will settle disputes for many peoples. They will beat their swords into plowshares. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore." The ultimate judge, that is God. Okay, everyone, it's been so nice talking to you. Let me buy your I don't have a Bible. I left my pink Bible at home and I was gifted a maroon Bible here by one of my colleagues. So yes, everyone, it's been so nice talking to you and so nice getting to know you. You guys seem quite like a young bunch, which I'm honored. I'm very honored. But of course, everyone is welcomed, even the golden oldies like me. So yeah, take care, everyone. Just know that you are loved. If you're going through hard times, just know that there is hope. And maybe put some writing on the wall, like what I've done. I wrote, literally, my landlord better not see this, but I wrote on my wall. But don't worry, my wall is kind of like a whiteboard. So if I wipe it off, it's going to come off. I wrote some things that I really need to focus on in that wall. Maybe you need to put some stuff up on the wall that you see every day and remind yourself of your goals, your hope, and your bright future. Anyway, guys, love you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.